What's up, everyone? How are we starting this? All right, what's up, everyone? It's Mike Allred.
And Susie.
Today is going to be our
Today is going to be our first video on sharing some of the things that we have learned in the different places we visited, the cities we've been to, and that kind of stuff. We had a viewer request some tips and tricks and things we learned about our experience at Universal Studios. So Universal is our topic for today.
So we're going to share with you some of the cool things that we've learned that might help you if you ever go to Universal Studios.
In Florida.
In Florida, yes. So we only went to 2 of the 3 parks in Universal Orlando. I think is what they call it. I think it's Universal Orlando. We went to Universal Studios and we went to Island of Adventures.
Yep.
The other one we didn't go to was Volcano Bay.
Yep, and Volcano Bay is a water park, and it's, the middle of winter, and so we opted against the water. But,
even if it's 70 degrees.
Some days it was like 86.
86.
So we could have, but, it's kind of a duck shoot in the winter, so we chose not to do that this time.
Yes. 60 is death in Florida.
Today,
70's cold.
Today is a high of 61, and we think we're going to die because it's so cold.
All right, so while we were there, the main reason we went was the kids wanted to go to Harry Potter Land. So Harry Potter Land was the big thing. That is why we went to Universal Studios and Island of Adventure. But the first thing we had to go do was get a wand. All 3 kids needed to have their wand. And they earned their own money to get their wands.
So at Universal, you have 2 options. Well, you have lots of options, but 2 types of wand. You can have the ones that have the little...
Has a little sensor in the end of it.
And they allow, when you purchase that one, it allows the kids or adults, whoever, it allows the person to be able to do spells at certain places throughout the park. When you go up and you stand on the marker and you wave your magic wand at the little thing. And
in the pattern it says.
Yep, you have to do the spell,
yeah,
of course.
You have to say it too.
And when you do the spell properly, then something moves or something changes, and that's kind of fun. But you have to have, I think they call it an interactive wand.
An interactive wand.
You have to have the interactive wand in order to use it that way. But they do have wands that are not interactive as well. So, and I think it was like $52 versus $45 kind of thing for the interactive wand.
That's all. They bought their own. I don't know what they cost.
Prices can change, but I think that's what it was at that point. But for us, it was all part of the adventure. So in order to get the wand, we had to go to Ollivander's wand shop, of course.
That's right.
And so so you get to stand in line because that's what theme parks are all about. And you go in and they have a little interactive show with Ollivander, and he selects a person from the audience to come up. And the wand chooses the wizard, of course.
Well, of course.
And so the wand selected his owner at that point, and they do this really fun interactive show, and then you filter out into the store, and then you can proceed to select your wands. It was pretty fun.
It was a fun little show. It was probably only 5 minutes long.
Yeah,
the show. Stood in line for maybe a long time.
We stood in line for longer than we should have. But the line wasn't like that. Other times throughout the day or the other days that we went there. We just happened to hit it.
That was the first place we went, and
we did not hit it at the best time.
No.
To say the least. So I think we were in line for like a half hour or something.
But the kids really enjoyed practicing their spells. All right, sometimes the wands break. But don't worry, you don't have to go back in and spend another $50 on another wand. In fact, that's why they charge so much, because they know that little sensor is going to break. And so you have to go in and find somebody that looks the part at the wand shop. You don't have to stand in line. You just go in, find one of the wizards, or what they call witches, in there, and ask them for
a wand repair, of course. And you can get it not just in Ollivanders, any place that actually sells the wands, they will do a wand repair. So you're good to go.
and they'll take and repair your wand so that you can go out and continue to enjoy practicing your magic spells and making things move. In fact, the kids really liked it, so it was fun to watch them try over and over. But sometimes they did get a little frustrated because
Yeah.
it wasn't working as well as they hoped.
And you know, you have to be willing to stand in line to do that again. The lines weren't terribly long. You usually waited for 3 or 4 people
Yeah.
to do the spell before you.
And some of them were quick, and some of them would do it over and over, or try until they got it. And
Yeah.
it was all good. Everybody knew that that's what was going to happen.
Yeah. Definitely. I think if the kids could do it again, that they would choose the same thing. That
Yep.
they would spend the extra money and get the interactive wand and play
some
with
of the,
them.
some of the things that some of the spells that they'd do were funner than other things, or some of the reactions that would happen were funner than others. So
And there are
anyway.
a couple of sneaky hidden ones too.
there are some sneaky hidden ones. I don't know where they're at. You got to find them.
Good luck.
All right. The next thing that we didn't realize or know is some of the rides, you're not allowed to take backpacks, or, in fact, you'll go through a whole new, what do they call them? Oh, you'll go through a whole new metal detector, because they don't want you to have anything in your pockets to go on some of the rides. And so they do provide lockers for you to put your things in, and most of them are free. There are some paid ones.
So like at first when we had to use the locker, I thought, are you kidding me? Now I have to pay for a locker too just to go on this ride? But at every ride, the small lockers are free. If you have a larger bag, like if you have a full-sized backpack, that's going to need a larger locker, and you do have to pay for the larger lockers. We took just like a backpack that was like the drawstring bag type one,
Yeah, just small.
and we were able to fit our stuff in the small locker, water bottle, without any trouble.
So I would suggest bringing some small backpacks. You can, however many people are there, you use your ticket to open the lockers, or sometimes a fingerprint. So if you have several small ones, you can take up several small lockers instead of having to buy a bigger locker.
Technically, you could, but
Technically, you
the
could
more
use-
stuff you pack around, the more stuff you have to pack around all day. So just pack light.
I would
It's
pack
easier.
light, yeah.
We
Pack
just
light.
had the one bag for all of us. Worked really well.
Pack some snacks, a few sandwiches, and I don't know. There are a lot of people carrying a lot of big backpacks though too. So
So I guess,
pack light. I would pack light.
look at your own needs, see who you are and what you feel like you need, but know that the small lockers are available to you. You do have to stand in line. It's a little bit of time to get in and a little bit of hassle to do it, but it actually is a really nice convenience that they provide.
Yeah.
I actually, at first I was like grumbly about it, but later I actually appreciated that. So
Yep. That way you don't lose anything. A lot of people lose their keys on some of the rides, phones, things like that. You don't want to lose that stuff and have to be standing in line for hours longer waiting to get your stuff back. So
right, and not all rides even required the lockers. There's plenty of rides at Universal, like because they're not intense, they're not physically intense rides. And so a lot of the rides, it didn't matter. You could just have your bag right there with you and it was fine. But the ones that do require the locker, there's an attendant there and the lockers are there and it's kind of obvious. Somebody will let you know that you need to do it.
yep. All right, the street shows.
My favorite part of being there was the different shows they did, especially the ones in both of the Harry Potter parks.
Yep. They were pretty good. I'm not a huge street show fan, but she likes them. But they were good shows. There were some good shows to just, as you're meandering around doing things, they will have them. You can stop and watch and enjoy for, 5-10 minutes and carry
to
on.
the next
but
show. Yeah.
they always had fun little stories along with them, or different performances. So
And there is a schedule in the map that tells like when the shows are and like
And
those
where
kinds
at.
of things, so you can plan on that. But they're often in the middle of the day, so it worked out really good. But I really enjoyed them. So catch a street show. But the very best part,
the very best
hands
part.
down, the best part of Harry Potter Land from beginning to end is absolutely 100%
The butterbeer.
The butterbeer.
We loved the butterbeer. That was. If you go there, you have to get one. They're $7 a piece, but totally worth it in my opinion. We got one each of us every day, so every time we go through, there's $30. But
You can choose. They have frozen butterbeer, and then they have the regular butterbeer. Across the board, everyone in our house, we like the frozen. The regular is good too. Don't get me wrong, but we do prefer the frozen.
We preferred the frozen. The regular was good. They do have a hot chocolate one, or a hot buttery beer, I believe. Never tried it.
When it's 86, we didn't need the hot.
Yeah. You wanted the frozen at that point, so.
It was good. Really refreshing. Really, really delicious.
And there's butterbeer stand you can get them at, or you can get them in some of the restaurants there in Harry Potter Land. You can't get it all out in Universal, just in Harry Potter World, Harry Potter Land, whichever park you're at.
Speaking of food, though.
Yes.
There's lots and lots and lots of food options in the parks. There's restaurants in every different area of the park. Some of them have little, themes or different, I don't know, just what they serve goes along. Like you get an Italian restaurant with the pasta and the pizza, or you can get like a 50s diner with hamburgers and fries. Or they have some nice restaurants in the different Harry Potter places, but every area has them. But
our favorite was the Three Broomsticks, and I don't remember, was it in Universal Studios or?
No, it was over in
Adventure Island?
Yeah, the Island of Adventure.
I can't ever remember which one was which, but the Three Broomsticks was really pretty good. They had
hands down, it was
a lot better. And it didn't matter if we ate at the Three Broomsticks and we got some chicken and ribs and corn on the cob and vegetables and potatoes and
salad. It was
you got a good meal. Salad, yeah.
Full
you get the full meal.
Yeah.
They had they called it a 4-person meal for $60, which
and that fed my whole
pretty
family
much fed
easily.
the 5 of us.
Yeah.
Or you can go to the hamburger place or some of the other diners, and you'll spend the exact same amount of money
on a burger and fries.
Hamburger and fries, which is, if that's what you want, that's what you want. But the chicken and the ribs and corn on the cob was really good.
It was really good. So that's our number one meal recommendation: 3 broomsticks, chicken and ribs.
And we prefer to go and eat, and then later have our butterbeer. One time we did have the butterbeer with, but I prefer to sit down, have the good meal with some water, help things digest, and then
get some butterbeer later.
Get some butterbeer for dessert later.
Good stuff. We recommend butterbeer.
If you can afford to get 3 or 4 in a day, I would highly recommend that.
So much sugar.
Yeah, you got to be used to the sugar. But we didn't see a huge difference in price for us to eat out, whether it's eating hamburgers or having a little nicer meal. So take that into consideration. The last thing we're going to share with you is the train ride. There's a train ride that goes from one park to the other, and it's the Harry Potter ride experience. Different, I guess, each way. We didn't ever go on it, so we decided that for us, it wasn't in the budget to, what was an extra $60
per person?
Per person, an extra $60
to be able to go from
back
park
and
to
forth.
park.
For us, we decided it wasn't worth it. However, a lot of people do claim that it is worth it. So
I'm certain, absolutely certain, that we would have absolutely loved both of the train rides, but we did opt out on that. Probably because of having to buy a new truck.
Yes, we did have to buy a new truck. So that is taking a hindrance on the budget for the rest of the year.
Definitely has.
But
we're still
nevertheless,
really enjoying. Yeah.
Maybe when we come back next time, that we'll opt into that and do the train ride back and forth and make it happen. So
another thing, outside of Harry Potter Land, there are plenty of other rides, right? In Universal, you've got the good classic E.T. ride. I loved that it was still there. I remember riding it when I was a little girl, like when I was in second grade.
In California?
In California. Yeah. Loved it. It was
fun.
Men in Black. Men in Black one was a good ride.
Yep.
I quite enjoyed it. I did hear that at times on the Men in Black ride, if it's not too busy and they have enough extra people, you can request a tour of the station, and then they'll take you in and they'll do a tour. And we saw some people going on that tour. We didn't choose to ask for it.
Do that. No.
I don't know, just didn't do that. But cool tip, if you would like to do that, you can get a little tour through the place, and then you end up being able to get on the ride at the end. So that's pretty cool. They had
one of the other favorite I enjoyed was Dr. Seuss Land. I don't know why, it was just fun. It's Dr. Seuss. That's all geared towards smaller kids, but it was fun. It just brings out your inner child, I think. So.
And that one was in the other park, though. That was
in Universal Studios.
Nope.
Island of
Adventure.
Island of Adventure
is where you'll find Seuss Land. They had Simpsons. They have the Fast and the Furious. They have the Mummy. They have Shrek, and they have a Minion ride. They were all really fun at Universal.
That's at Universal.
Yep, all of those were there at Universal. Oh, and the dog
the dog show.
Yeah,
the animal show.
The pet animal show. Cambria really enjoyed that. So you should watch our other video on Universal Studio and the experience that we had there.
There's only a short clip in there about that. My battery died when I was recording.
Oh no.
So I just kind of put in a little bit there at the end. But definitely a lot of other fun places to go. Outside of Harry Potter Land, I still think Dr. Seuss Land was my favorite.
Did you like it more than the Poseidon? So in Island of Adventure,
Poseidon
they also had a
cool,
Poseidon
I think I did.
Adventure. Like, not everything is a ride. A lot of them are shows or experiences. And the Poseidon one had some really cool effects with fire and water and like the walls disappearing on you and some of those things.
That was pretty cool. You're like standing at a wall and you're seeing things and the lights go out for like 2 seconds and the wall's gone.
And you're in a different place.
And you're like in a whole nother room. And it was pretty cool.
It was cool. You really enjoyed that.
I did. That was really cool. So a lot of cool things.
Oh, good tip to know. In Jurassic Park, they have one ride that is the Flyers. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's like these little gliders up in the sky. Not everybody can ride that ride. Like, you go and you expect that if you have young children, there might be rides that they're too short for. Like Cambria can't ride on all of the rides because she's a little bit too small for some of them. And that's typical, right? We expect that. But this ride, you have to be between this height. You have to be taller than this height.
36 to 54 inches.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
Not 54. 48. No,
it was 54.
Maybe. All of it. So we were all too tall.
It's 4'6". Yep. 3 foot to 4'6", 54 inches.
And so as we were there, so Cambria could ride, and they allowed her to take one guest of any size, which I don't know, I think that's bizarre. But we watched people come and the ride attendants having to send them away. Like, this is a kid ride, this is a kid ride, this is a kid ride.
Over and over and over. Look at that little red cardinal.
Oh, it's beautiful.
There's a cardinal over here. Now I wish I had my camera to take a picture of it. We'll sit here longer afterwards and we'll do some bird watching. Squirrel. All right. Anyway, these are some of our tips for you guys to maybe know what to expect and to have a fun adventure at Universal in Orlando.
Ooh, one more tip. I forgot. Parking. There's parking garages, they have tons of parking there, right? They have these 2 huge, massive parking garages, so just go and park. But of course, you're going to have to pay to park. $25 for regular parking, $35 for the preferred parking. Preferred parking is a little bit closer
It's a little
not
bit
dramatically. The getting out of the preferred parking is a
Was
little
easier.
bit better.
If you struggle driving in the city and you don't want to walk a long ways, like an extra 200 yards, then do that for an extra $10.
Or-
If you can handle driving in the city, it really wasn't that much harder to get out of there.
They have
Just
traffic
a little bit longer.
spread
and-
out enough. Like
Yeah.
the times that things close and the way people filter out and stuff, that you're not like sitting
Yeah, they
in
closed one
stop
park an
traffic
hour
waiting.
earlier than the other park, so everybody's not trying to get out of there all at the same time.
So you decide if it's worth it. We paid the premium the first couple days, decided it wasn't worth it, and we changed and just paid the regular, and we were fine after that.
Yep. So,
All right.
okay.
Those are our tips.
Those are our tips. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We are going to bring you some more of these tips of some of the areas we've been in, maybe some of the beaches along Florida, and time in New Orleans, and I don't know. There's
all
going
the
to be
different
several
places
others.
we've been to. So look for those.
Yep.
Especially if you're looking to get out and travel a little.
Decided we want to share some of our knowledge with you. So, all right. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.
Have a good one.